Okay, now that you have at least a high-level overview of what Dungeons & Dragons is, today we're going to talk about the 4 things that you need to get started playing, plus 2 bonus things that kind of help, but you don't necessarily need. Welcome back to Fits the Game, your source for news, reviews, and how-tos for Dungeons & Dragons. If those things sound good to you, go ahead and hit the subscribe button below. So, to kick off our list of the 4 things that you need, plus 2 bonus items, to start playing D&D today, we're going to start with the rules. So in order to understand how to play Dungeons & Dragons, you need at least a basic understanding of what the rules are. Don't panic, you don't need to know all of them off the start, but just have a little bit of an idea of how to play is not a bad thing. Luckily, Wizards of the Coast has made PDF versions of the basic rule set available for absolutely free on their website. I'll post the link in the description below. With these rules, you have everything you need for a player to start playing and just kind of get the concepts and have a reference as they play, and for a DM to actually start playing, including stats for monsters and all the other stuff that you need as a DM to facilitate a game. Okay, and the second thing you'll need to start playing today is a character sheet. This is a representation of your character in the world. It tells you everything that you need for your character to go out and fight monsters, interact with the world, and talk to people. You can either make a character yourself, which I'll talk about in a later video, or you can get a pre-generated character that has everything listed for you, and all you need to do is just kind of follow along. Neither one is the right or wrong way to start. The pre-generated characters, though, are kind of a little easier in a way, because if you're playing with experienced players, or at least one experienced player, they can kind of guide you through, and it kind of saves a lot of upfront time before you guys start to play. Okay, number 3 is dice. Now, you can get a set of 7-piece dice, polyhedral dice, everything from a D4 up to a D20. I, again, will break down in a later video what all the dice are, and just so it kind of demystifies these weird little things. But the one you'll use the most is the D20. The game is built on what's called a D20 system, so most of the stuff you do is this dice right here. But don't freak out if you don't want to go out, or if you're even just kind of overwhelmed by going into a game store to try and find something, or you don't know which ones to buy online, because you can also get a free app. I use RPG Simple Dice for Android. It just gives you, like I said, all of the dice options that you need. All you have to do is tap the screen, and it rolls the dice. Okay, so if you're already getting to the point where you're like, oh, slow it down, bud. You're getting into a lot of stuff right off the bat. Well, you're in luck, because you can also get the Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition starter set. This comes with everything you need to start playing, including pre-generated characters. It also has a set of dice for you to play with. And it also comes with a good little story called The Lost Mine of Phandelver that is actually pretty good to play through. I believe it comes with 4 character sheets for a party of 4 plus a DM to run through. And it also comes with a printed version of the basic rules for the players and the DM as well. Okay, so the 4th and final thing that you'll need to start playing Dungeons & Dragons today is friends. The answer was friendship the whole time. Or at least one friend. You need at least 2 people to play, a dungeon master and a player character, a dungeon master to run through the game and do the rules, and a player character to interact with the world. But if you have a few more people to start, it's fine. Just don't keep putting numbers too high in the beginning. Too many players around the table can be overwhelming for new players. Okay, as I was putting this video together, I actually realized that there's one other item that you need. So there's actually 5 items you need to play Dungeons & Dragons. Pencil and paper. Paper for taking notes about the story as the DM goes through, and pencil for actually tracking your hit points and other things on your character sheet so you can adjust as you go. Wouldn't recommend using a pen, because a pen is a little too permanent and you gotta change stuff all the time. And bonus item number 1, a DM screen. Now, you don't need a DM screen to start playing Dungeons & Dragons, but if you're new to the game, especially if you're DMing, it's nice to have a shorthand version of the rules or a shortcut, so you can just look at them at a glance without having to flip through a book. Now, you don't need anything fancy for a DM screen. You don't need a proper one. The first time I ever DM'd was in December of 2014. I DM'd for my sister and her boyfriend at the time, and we played The Lost Mine of Phandelver. I didn't have a DM screen at the time, so I just took the box, I turned it sideways, and I took the bottom, I put it beside it, and I put it on the table in front of me. Some people don't even play with a DM screen, but I prefer to. That way I can kind of control stuff behind the scenes. So if I want to say, if a very crucial roll is coming up and I nail it, but I didn't want to, I can say, oh, I missed. Or vice versa. If something is just going a little too easy and I want to up the difficulty a little bit, I can throw a dice and up the number just a pinch, if needed, to kind of make things a little more dramatic and more exciting for the players. And bonus item number 2, maps and minis. Now, you don't need to play with maps and minis to show what your characters are doing while they're playing, but it's nice. A lot of people like to have the visual aid to tell distance and to tell what the room that they're in looks like. You can always play with what's called Theater of the Mind, where you just kind of, the DM tells the story and all the players around the table just kind of picture it, and they ask the DM questions for reference, or just to remind them of stuff going on. And also, you can buy maps like this online. This is bought right from an artist that makes official maps for Dungeons & Dragons, or you can buy just cheap foam core from the dollar store and make your own maps on that for a minimal cost. And as far as minis goes, you can buy official, that'll focus on that, you can buy proper official minis, the ones that you can paint yourself or ones that come pre-painted, but you can also just use anything around the house. I've used coins, I've cut up broomsticks into small little slivers, I've used small dollar store wooden cubes, just basically anything you have around just to kind of mark the players so you can tell where they're going and how far they want to move. Alright, there you have it. The 5 things you need to start playing Dungeons & Dragons today, plus 2 bonus items that are not a necessity but really do help play, especially for first-time players. If you have any thoughts or things that you think new players may want or need the first time they play, leave it in the comments below. Or if you know of any helpful tools for first-time players, leave those down below as well. Thank you so much for joining us today. If you liked the video you saw today, please give us a thumbs up. If you want to see more, hit the subscribe button. And if you want to be notified whenever Fits the Videos games, nope, that's not right at all. If you want to be notified whenever Fits the Games videos go live, hit the bell notification. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Hey, you're still around. Subscribe. Watch some more videos. Come on, you know you wanna. What about that one? Oh, look at those. Aren't they nice? Look at that nice subscribe button. So nice. Mwah, perfect. Yeah.